We set out to create the ultimate golf supercar with a street sleeper look and supercar performance that can fly under the radar. The goal for the Golf was a stealthy daily driver that can achieve 0 to 100 in the 3-second range and run the quarter mile in the 11s, which would put it in the company of cars including the R35 GTR, Porsche 911, R8 V10, RS6, the Aston Martin Vanquish and a bunch of Ferraris. But can it actually do it? Well, we've got some dyno runs and drag strips to conquer, so let's hit you with that artistic lens flare and get to it. We started this project with a 2015 Mark 7 Golf R. This one is the Wolfsburg edition. We spent just over 24 hours transforming the performance with a whole bunch of parts, including the Revo ETR turbo muffler delete, front mount intercooler, upgraded piping, engine mounts, intake, airbox, big brake kit, 19-inch wheels, RE003 tyres, Ibach springs, upgraded fuel pumps, a GFB diverter valve, and a resonated Miltech turbo back exhaust. Next up comes the Revo software and TCU tune, which not only unlocks the capabilities of our hardware, but also offers a bunch of upgrades, including unlocking the speed limiter, increasing the RPM limit, switchable programs, launch control, and engine protection. And with that done, now it's time for our first test drive. All right, Martin. It still feels the same.
Ooh. Nah, it sounds a bit angrier.
It does sound a bit angrier.
A tiny bit angrier, like more purposeful.
It's just like it was before.
Just like a brand new one. Nah, it sounds angrier. You can hear the intake, you can hear the exhaust.
This is pretty exciting, man.
Yeah.
Now, oil temperature's on 50 degrees, and it won't be until 70 degrees that the car actually works. And
oh, right. It's probably like
you
boost limited or something up to that point. That makes sense. I wonder if it would feel any different down low. Not really. Same? Noisier?
Yeah. A little bit noisier, but other than that, similar. Yeah.
That's the idea. Yeah, it's fast.
Oh.
That feels good, man.
It feels quick, but it still feels Euro fast.
Yeah, it does.
That
but
kind of like, that feeling of like, it's quick, except it's kind of very progressive. Like you don't really know that you're going fast, if you know what I mean.
Linear.
We've had a successful little putt around the street, and the last thing I want to try before we leave the workshop is launch control.
Oh, that's not fake, dude. That's
fast.
That's yeah.
We've got a mid 3-second 0 to 100, and the performance is both brutal and smooth. And the DSG with launch control means this car is super quick.
How is it?
Yeah, it's fast. Like properly fast, because it's just like so seamless. It's blah, 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 like that. And but when it's in its normal mode, you can just kind of drive it around.
Yeah, like normal.
Once you like launch it, it's just off its chops. Like it's kind of warp speed. So yeah, I'll just drive it around for a week, and then we'll just let everything burn off and settle in and see how it goes. We're now heading directly from the workshop to the dyno so we can see what kind of power figure we've made compared to the factory 180 kilowatts at the wheels. We've made 258 kilowatts at the wheels. The green line is our new run and the purple line is the factory power. You can see the effect of a larger turbo spool time down low, and then it just overtakes and delivers bulk power. Now all these numbers are good and well, but amongst all this testing and before we hit the drag strip, I just want to take it for a drive. the time has come. The drag strip is the true test of a vehicle's performance. Now, to get a quicker time, I could run drag tyres, strip the interior, or run a dedicated drag tune. But in some ways, I think the fairest way to do this race is run the car exactly how it's driven every day. That means 98 pump fuel, a full interior, and street tyres. Drive it to the strip, run it, then drive it home exactly the same way. It just so happened that it was a Euro night at the dragway, so there were a few other Euros from factory all the way to stripped out GTIs. And of course, everyone else was welcome as well, and it was great to see our old Cresta. Our best drag time to date on a street legal car was Gramps with an 11.9, so that is the time to beat. As long as I see an 11 on my time slip, then I'll be happy. This Stormtrooper HSV caught my eye because it looks awesome. I watched from the sidelines as he pulled a 12.1, a very quick car. But now, it's my turn.
I am very nervous because this is the first time the car's being run. And there's a lot to think about. You know, like normally when we come down here, you kind of just go, but are we in race mode? Is it in sports mode? Is it in whatever it's got to be, you know? It's exciting, but it's scary. For us, it's also R&D. I've never driven a Golf on the drag strip before. I'm sure there's like tricks and stuff to it. I don't know those tricks yet, but we'll see how we go.
I'm lining up next to a modified white WRX STI, which is pretty funny because before my Golf, I also had a white WRX. So this is not just a battle between JDM and Euro, it's also a battle between my old car and my new car.
This time it looks like I'm running a modified STI.
Turns out he runs 12s, which is quick. Come on, Golfy.
All right, I'm ready to go. Let's go. I'm severely chopping a modified STI, people. Absolutely chop city. How did we go, mate?
11.6.
11.6. Man, I'm happy with that.
I've got 11.6 crossing the line at 121 miles an hour. This is the fastest street legal car that we've got. I did a couple of runs and got 11.6 every time. And I was really happy with my power and my time. But if you could get more, would any rational person say no? We put in some RS6 spark plugs and tweaked the tune, and now I'm heading back to the dyno to run it again for a final power figure. We've got 277.5 kilowatts at the wheels, up from 178, and torque has gone from 526 to 751. And our recent tune update has provided an extra 20 kilowatts at the wheels across a wide range of power. From a 2-litre engine on normal pump fuel, this is absolutely incredible. And while the numbers are impressive, they only tell half the story. I haven't run the car at the drag strip again since this update, and it's something that I'm curious to see. But at the same time, it's a shame to pathologise cars to nothing more than just numbers and figures. Ultimately, I hope for most people that cars are about how they make you feel when you drive them. It's interesting to think that a modern car like this may one day be considered a classic, found in a barn or at the back of a wrecker's. The thing is, we're all getting older every day. Time marches on, and so does technology, and electric cars are coming. It makes me wonder what the future looks like for turbos, petrol, pistons, and engines as we know it. 10 years ago, we built up a Golf GTI. What are we going to be doing in 10 years? 20 years, and even 50 years' time. We can never really know what the future holds, but there's one thing that I do know for sure, and that is that I'm ready to go to battle with a good friend of mine.